Oh my gosh, look at all of this beautiful art supplies. The fine folks at Arteza sent me some really fun art supplies to play with. I got a sketchbook with black paper, I got skin-toned colored markers, gouaches in metallic and classic shades, and a set of watercolors. So I created this swatch video just to show you guys how everything I got swatches, because one of the first things I always do is swatch my new products. So I'm just starting here with the Arteza 36 Premium Portrait Colored Markers. These are their EverBlend markers, and I haven't had a set of dual-tipped markers before. Usually I just get them with one tip, but the dual tip is really cool. I use the thicker side. It also has like a really thin side on the back. Yeah, and I was just liking these colors. As you can see, as it progresses, there's more peachy toned colors, which can certainly come in handy, especially when you're doing things like lips and cheeks. So there's a lot of warm and peachy toned colors in this set, which a lot of people will find valuable. The ink is very rich and highly pigmented, which I really liked. There's certainly like a lot of fun colors to do portraits with, or you could do honestly a lot of different types of artwork. It is the portrait set, so all of these colors were selected with the intention of it being for portraits, but there's such a wide variety. You could really do a lot of different things here. Something that came to my mind was flowers. I feel like there's a lot of good colors in here for floral scenes. If you're looking for one set to do skin-toned colored drawings, this is definitely a good set. It's got 36 markers. Like I told you, there's lots of peach and like warm toned colors with some olive and neutral toned colors as well. It looks like it blends really well. It did bleed through the page pretty significantly, not onto the page underneath it, but on the back side of that page. So if you're someone who works with paper that's kind of thin, you may want to get like thicker paper for this, or possibly just not have anything on the back side of the sketchbook page you use. So these are the final colors. It's a good selection. The only thing I would have liked to see a little bit different would be some more olive tones, and then also more darker tones. Just more of a selection with the dark browns, I suppose. But overall, this is a pretty good set. Here I am just labeling them. I like to label all of my swatches with the exact numbers so I can just reference it whenever I want. Like, would a 613 work well with this? And then just put it up there. It may seem like I'm doing this really quick, and that's because I fast forwarded this significantly. All of the swatches in total took me about 2.5 hours to complete, which seems pretty time consuming, but if you're someone who swatches products, you probably are familiar with the process. So this took a while, but I just wanted to do it for you guys so you could really see the colors and hear my opinions on the quality. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the EverBlend art markers and portrait tones. Like I said, the only thing I would have liked to see different is like more darker tones in there and more green, olive undertones, and maybe a few more neutrals. It's definitely on the peachy side, but a lot of people love to work with peachy toned markers, so I'm sure that'd be perfect. And then here's the 36 Premium watercolors that I got. So I really like the packaging of the outside. It's very sturdy, and then it offers you some pans to use. It came with this water brush pen, which I had a lot of fun with. So one of the things I didn't particularly love about the packaging here is that each one of your watercolors, all 36 of them, are individually wrapped. What I ended up doing was kind of like taking off the sides and bottom of that wrapping and then putting it underneath each color, because on the actual packaging of the watercolors, they can come out individually and they don't say anywhere the color name on them. So what I had done was put it underneath them, but looking back, I actually wish that I put them on the bottom of each watercolor, because that would probably be a little bit smarter. But I'm sure that the packaging really keeps the watercolors preserved over time, because they were completely fresh and ready to go underneath the sticker, so I'm sure that keeps it a little bit preserved. That's probably the reasoning. So they offered the swatch paper, which I really appreciated because I love when brands offer that. because when they give you that kind of pre-printed one, it never looks the same as it does on the printed version compared to actual paper. The paper that they gave you, or that they gave me in this pack, was like slightly off-white. I do work with off-white paper sometimes, but typically I work with pretty white paper, so I also swatched in my sketchbook. So I have two of the same, and this worked out pretty well because if you look closely, the swatch paper that they provided, it has the name under it, and then in the top left corner, it has the number, but as you kind of paint over that, you can't really see the number, so I later wrote all of the numbers accordingly in my sketchbook, if that makes sense. So I really liked the quality of these watercolors. I was really surprised, really impressed. They're just so pigmented. Usually when you have a watercolor, it takes so long to work up that color to what you're looking for, but with these watercolors, each one that you're seeing is just one application and they look gorgeous. So the colors are just really rich, and I think there's a wide variety here. You have lots of blues, reds, browns, and as you know, with watercolors, you can blend them to create the color you're looking for as well. You don't have to work straight out of the pan. You can like mix some, and I didn't do that here, but I was really happy with the colors. They're just very rich, and I think I can create a lot of cool paintings. So definitely a great deal, and I'm really excited to have the watercolor set. I also should mention that this would be a great set for beginners, someone that's kind of experienced, and then people that always work in watercolor. It's just like a very universal and inviting, approachable set of watercolors. Definitely recommend. And next up we have the Arteza Gouaches. I started with the metallic set they sent me, and I ended up also purchasing a set of their 24 classic gouaches. I'm really happy I did because the quality is unbeatable. I was so impressed. If you look on the left side, I have dry brush application, and on the right side I have it with some water, because with gouache you can work either with water or without. And here's the water. It was just so beautiful because of the metallic gouaches, like the kind of iridescence of it. But something I recommend if you are working with gouaches is to actually work on a reusable palette, because with gouaches they reactivate with water very much like watercolor, so you don't have to waste any gouache paint ever. You can just keep working it and keep using it and keep adding water to use it time and time again until there's none left. So gouache is actually a very kind of reusable medium. You can just keep applying water to it like I like to. And so those are the 12 gouache metallic shades they sent me. I don't even think the camera does them justice. They are so gorgeous. They sparkle, they're highly pigmented. That's one thing I can really commend Arteza on, well, among many things, is that all of the products they sent me were incredibly highly pigmented. A lot of times brands will say that they have highly pigmented products, and it's just a hoax. They just say that to get you to purchase it. But with Arteza's, they're so pigmented, from the watercolors to the markers to the gouaches. Everything I've gotten so far I've been impressed with. The pigmentation is just out of this world. And look how rich and beautiful these reds are. Like, you really can't go wrong with that. So I was surprised at how pigmented the watercolors were, and I went to the gouaches and same thing, just super highly pigmented, packed with color, beautiful, complex, rich colors. Can't go wrong. And the great thing is that you can actually use watercolor with gouaches. I like to do that. Like, I'll do watercolor first, and then I'll kind of layer my way up and go up to gouaches. They work so beautifully together. I can't wait to do a painting with my watercolors and gouaches together to show you guys that. And check out my Batman vs. Wonder Woman painting if you haven't already. It's where I used gouaches from the metallic set and the classic set to create a beautiful painting for my girl Diana, so definitely check that out. It should be up on my channel by the time you're watching this. And yeah, these are the beautiful swatch colors that I got. In total I had 36 because I have 12 of the metallic and 24 of the classic, and they work really well together. If you're gonna get one, it's too hard to decide. Just get them both. They're just, it's too hard to decide. It really is. So here I'm just writing the numbers of each of them. I really like to label my swatches because that's kind of the purpose, so you know exactly which one looks like what. And yeah, I believe that's everything I swatched for you guys. Overall, I'm so impressed with Arteza's quality. I highly recommend them. Use the code ExpressivelyYanaMarie1 at checkout for 10% off of their products. You guys will be so impressed. The products are just phenomenal, and they're all linked in the description. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out Arteza's YouTube because they have a lot of great videos for inspiration. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.